Hey everybody, how y'all doing today? Today I'm going to try to make some chile. I found this recipe in this magazine and it looked really interesting and really tasty. So I'm going to see how this works out. So basically, I guess I'll get you, first thing is to tell you the ingredients. So it's 8 whole dry chiles. These are the chilies, the 2 different bags. See, one is chile ancho and the other one's guajillo chili pods. Cook them for like 3 minutes and then soak them in hot water for about 30 minutes. They're ready to go right here. Got some safflower oil. Some safflower oil to cook the beef with. We got some chuck beef, which is in the refrigerator. I didn't want to take it out yet until it's ready to start cooking because you know you don't want the food sitting out too long. 2 large onions, bam, right here. We got 7 to 8 cloves of garlic, right here. 2 jalapenos. This is actually 1. I'm not really into spicy food, but I like chile, but I didn't want to make it too spicy, so I just made 1. We got some dried oregano and 1 can of whole tomatoes, 4 cups of water, which is not sitting here, but eventually I'll put it out. Some white vinegar, which I also have put away for right now. And the last item is cumin, right here. Actually, you know what, cumin? I didn't realize it till I bought this today, is that this is what gives chili that smell that you always smell when you eat chili. It smells exactly like it. So I also didn't use exactly how much they said. It says 2.5 teaspoons. I put a little bit less because the smell is extremely strong. So if you like the way it smells, then you know, go for it. Use it what they say, 2.5 teaspoons, or use less. We're gonna find out. I don't know. I haven't made this yet, so hopefully it tastes good either way. Okay, so basically, I already did most of the prepping with the meat, which took a while to cut. This. Basically, all I have left to do is puree these tomatoes, and basically I'm gonna crush the oregano and the cumin. So I guess I'm gonna start with the tomatoes. So here's my little blender here. Let's see if I can get this a little closer to me so I can be facing you guys. Move this out of the way before I make a mess. I'm hoping this all fits in one shot. Oh, it looks like it's gonna fit. Perfect. Love tomatoes. Looks like my food process is bleeding. I think it's good to go. Let's find out. Oh yeah. Oh, it's perfect. Nice. Except for the big mess I made, but it's all good. And then the cumin. I'm gonna smash it with my pilon. I'm not sure what this is called in English, but we always in Puerto Rico we use the pilon, which I love this little device. So I'm gonna just crush it up real good, make a nice fine powder. You can actually buy cumin already done in a powder form, but this was the stuff that was on sale, and so I bought it. It's a good price. And I don't mind doing the extra work, especially since when you actually crush it, you're actually releasing the flavors more instead of having it already crushed. So you're actually letting the flavors out, you know, the flavors and the odors, the aromas, I meant to say. So I'm going to crush it a little bit better. I'm going to try to get it down to a fine powder. Just getting there. And if you have a lot of anxiety or whatever, this is a good way to release some stress. Die, coming, die! Alright. It's basically a powder now. This little thing works wonders. I have one about that big, but that will be overkill for this little job here. So now I have my little cumin fine powder here. Nice. And then I'm going to do the same thing for the oregano because these leaves are pretty big and it's all good, but I prefer it to be a powder. The recipe didn't exactly specify should it be a powder or not. It just says dried oregano. So I'm just going to crush mine because I prefer a powder, and you don't have to see those little leaves when you're eating your food. The oregano is definitely a lot easier to crush because it's already done. So now I have my oregano. Alright. So now I'm going to start browning the meat. I'll show you a quick part of that. I wouldn't bore you with watching you cook all that meat, but I'm going to do that real quick. So I'm going to move the camera. Now I'm ready to start this part. We're going to brown the beef and work that part. I already threw some sapphire oil in there. It says 1 tablespoon, but just put enough what you need. And you're going to have to keep putting it on till you know, as more meat as you cook, the more you have to put on. So I would definitely use the pot that you're going to make the chili in to cook the beef, because you want the flavors to stay in there, you know. So as it cooks, the flavors stick in there pretty good. I'm going to put some salt and pepper on the beef. So I'll start with that as that's heating up. And I'm gonna put on top, and I'm gonna turn them around a little bit and then put some more again at the same time. I just want to do a little bit at a time here. All right, and I guess I gotta use my hands. I really want to get, if I want to get this flavor in there really good, you can use other things like a tongue, whatever works for you. Use your fingers, don't. Ask somebody to do it for you if you don't like touching it. Just make sure your hands are clean, and make sure you clean your hands after you're done. So like right now, my hands feel nasty, so I'm going to rinse them out real quick and then do this side. Alright, give me 1 second. As you know, this is a lot of beef, so you really can't cook it all at one time, so you should do it in batches. You don't want it all piled up on top of each other because it's going to take forever and it's not going to be what you're trying to accomplish here. So just cook it in a couple batches. And I'm using some kosher salt and of course my pepper grinder, which I love very much. So okay, the oil, you can definitely tell the oil is ready to go. So I'm going to grab a batch. Ooh, that sounds nice. This is probably only going to take me like 2, max 3 batches. So I'll right here put this bad boy. I'm loosening everything up. You gotta try to keep space between the meat because it creates, I don't know how to explain it, but all the juices get stuck to each other and it just becomes like all bubbly and it doesn't really cook right. So you want to loosen everything up really well. Okay, here's one of the chiles. Basically, for the chili, the way you cook it is you're gonna place it in the pan for about 2 to 3 minutes on each side. Just let it brown up. It's gonna soften up a little bit. And once it's done softening up, you're gonna throw it into a bowl of water, hot water. And that sits in there for 30 minutes. And after 30 minutes, you're gonna end up removing the stem. And you hear all the seeds? You're gonna remove all the seeds from in there. That job's not very much fun, but take it all out, and then they'll be ready to go to puree. It's done. good. Tastes good. A little bit of salt and pepper we put in there, perfect. Doesn't taste salty, doesn't taste peppery, just has a nice flavor to it. So the next step here is, of course, we gotta go back to the manual over here, saying add a little more sapphire oil. Onions. That's 2 whole onions, decent sized onions. They're about a little smaller than this one, 2 of them. It's about 4 cups. Woo! And then we're gonna add garlic. Oh, I love some garlic. This is about 8 cloves of garlic again. The jalapeno. The recipe calls for 2. Like I said, I put in 1. You can put in 10. It just depends how hot you like it. Alright, so this part right here takes about 5 minutes. It's basically we're trying to get these onions to be all translucent. I'm gonna pull it out. It's done. Alright, now it's basically pour everything in there. Get it in there. I guess I'll start with the beef. Gotta have 1 more piece before it goes in there. Stuff is good. Oh man. Stuff is real good. This is the chiles. I guess this, well, not I guess, but this is definitely what gives chile, or chili, its red color. It's kind of a tripped out because I've never made chili before. I've eaten it many times. And to actually see all the pieces that go into it is kind of interesting. And the tomato puree. And the last piece is 4 cups. Okay, after 4 cups of water, I loosely covered the lid. Or I guess maybe I should put it this way so you can see. I'm just lightly, where I can breathe, you know, just lightly though. So either way, it's a small crack. That way, it's not, you know, let it evaporate a little bit, you know. And then I got my temperature at super duper low. And you see, even at low what that is, it's still boiling pretty good. And damn, it smells pretty damn good. Okay.